This is a story about a greedy ruler who learns with time the lesson of giving out generously for the welfare of his subjects. Once upon a time, in the prosperous kingdom of Vermont, there ruled a king named Alric. Unlike the noble rulers before him, King Alric had one obsession: gold. He measured his success not by the happiness of his people, but by the weight of his treasure vaults. His ministers often advised him to use the kingdom's wealth for the betterment of the land, but he dismissed them with a wave of his hand. A kingdom's strength lies in its riches, he would say. And riches belong to the king. Under his rule, taxes soared, and trade faltered as merchants struggled under heavy levies. Farmers toiled in hunger, unable to afford seeds or tools, while the kingdom's once thriving markets turned quiet. Yet, within the palace, Alric's treasury grew heavier, the chest stacked high with gold coins and precious gems. One day, a weary old merchant named Matthias arrived at the palace gates, requesting an audience with the king. Word had spread that Matthias was once the richest trader in Vermont, but misfortune had struck, leaving him penniless. Out of curiosity, Alric granted him a meeting. Bowing before the king, Matthias said, "Your Majesty, I have traveled far and seen many things. I bring you an opportunity greater than mere gold." Alric's eyes gleamed. "Speak quickly, old man. What is this opportunity?" "I know of a hidden valley beyond the eastern mountains where the ground is rich with gold. If you permit me a few men and supplies, I can bring you wealth beyond your imagination. But there is a condition: you must visit the valley yourself once the gold is gathered." The thought of more gold made Alric's heart race. He agreed immediately, ordering his best workers to accompany Matthias. For weeks, the men toiled in secret, and at last, a messenger arrived with news: the gold was ready. Alric, impatient and eager, set off with a small guard to claim his new treasure. But as they crossed into the valley, something strange happened. His horse suddenly stumbled, and as he fell, Alric's vision blurred. When he awoke, Matthias stood over him, his face calm but firm. "What is this?" Alric sputtered. "Where is my gold?" Matthias sighed. "Your Majesty, this valley holds no gold. It never did. But now that you are here, look around." The king, still weak, sat up and saw something he had never truly noticed before: fields of wheat stretching beyond the horizon, farmers working side by side, and children laughing under the golden sunlight. The valley was not filled with riches, but with prosperity of another kind, one built on hard work and community. "Why have you brought me here?" Alric demanded. Matthias knelt before him. "Because your kingdom was once like this, your Majesty. But your greed turned it barren. The people who should be thriving under your rule are starving. The merchants who should be filling your markets have fled. You chase gold while your land withers. Tell me, of what use is a king without a kingdom?" Alric was speechless. The words cut deeper than any sword. For the first time, he felt the weight of his choices. He had thought his gold was his greatest asset, but standing here, in a land where prosperity was not counted in coins, but in love, cooperation, and unity, he realized the truth. "How do I fix this?" he whispered. Matthias smiled. "Start by giving back. A full vault is worthless in an empty kingdom." That night, Alric did not sleep. He thought of all he had taken and all he had lost. When he returned to Vermont, he summoned his ministers and gave an order they never expected. "Open the vaults. Distribute the gold. Reduce the taxes and restore trade. Let the people thrive once more." And so, for the first time in years, the kingdom flourished. Roads were rebuilt, farms restored, and markets filled with life. Alric, once obsessed with wealth, now measured his success by the joy of his people. And in doing so, he became the richest king of all, not in gold, but in the hearts of his kingdom and his people. Moral of the story: true wealth is not measured in gold, but in the prosperity and happiness of those we serve. Greed may fill vaults, but generosity fills lives. A kingdom's true strength lies not in its treasure, but in the well-being of its people. When leaders prioritize wealth over their people, they ultimately weaken the very foundation they stand upon. Prosperity is not built on hoarding, but on sharing, nurturing, and uplifting others. A wise ruler understands that riches are fleeting, but content and flourishing people will build a kingdom that endures for generations.